do you think that given the political landscape, is there enough forums like that where we can come on and speak what we actually feel without being put into a category, so to speak?
Definitely not. I think that's an unfortunate reality of living in Guyana, whereby if, let's say, the government implements a policy and a young man like myself sees a flaw or flaws in the policy, and I decide to articulate what I consider to be a few flaws, it does not necessarily mean that I'm an opposition member or I'm just fighting the government. I always put country first in any discussion that I'm involved in. I love my country. I love Guyana. And I want to see the best for Guyana. And if the government puts forward a policy that has apparent flaws, then I don't see an issue with articulating that to help them maybe go back to the drawing board and come back with something better. I think a lot of times, though, sometimes the way Guyanese articulate their issues, it may come across as disrespectful, it may come across as discourteous. So I think both sides can do a better job of listening and also articulation of views in a more respectful, in a more courteous manner. I think conversation in Guyana is usually very black and white. It's either you're against or you're for. There's no gray area. And that is a bit unfortunate and immature in terms of our political maturity. Like, we haven't reached that level of political maturity yet, whereby rational discourse and rational thoughts can be shared in an objective manner. And it doesn't mean that you're for or against. And I feel like what we need, especially as young people, be objective. I try to encourage young people that I come across, be objective, be reasonable. You can praise, you can criticize, do both in a measured manner. Don't go too high, don't go too low. And I think with a philosophy like that, there can be intellectual growth and intellectual discourse in our political climate, which augurs well for the development of the country. I always believe in constructive criticism, and the reason that I am like that in the political and the public sphere is because in my personal life, there's a scripture in the Bible that speaks about having many advisors and being in the council of good people. And that is something that I live my life by. I can bring an example. When I was starting my podcast, I sent a proposal to 8 people from various sectors of the society, my dean, a few of my lecturers, some friends, some other people, and asked each of them, forget me, give me an honest, objective view on the proposal that I sent. And each of them gave varying views, but I was able now to enhance the proposal because I got honest, constructive feedback. And I feel like our political climate, many of our leaders live in echo chambers, and they surround themselves with lots of yes men. And once you surround yourself with yes men, you're on a path of destruction because they're just going to tell you what you want to hear, and maybe they won't tell you the truth. And I would hope that, and I would say that there has been some level of improvement in terms of acceptance of differing views in our political landscape. So I'm not saying that we are not on that part of political maturity, but there's still significant progress that needs to be made concerning our political climate, or social climate, or economic climate, reaching a level of maturity.